it's Jasmine again, back again with another video. I hope you all have been doing well. As you can see, I have someone new here today with me. Well, if you see my other videos, you've seen her before. This is the lovely Apella, my good friend.
Hey, you all. So glad to be here.
Thank you. So we have this idea, doing this collaboration today, my first sit-down interview video, because that's the type of videos I want to start doing. And this is also Apella's idea too. So do you have anything you want to say before we get into the video?
No, I'm just really glad to be here, and I can't wait to jump into the conversation. And thank you again.
Thank you so much. Oh, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of all the videos, and comment below what you want to see next.
Period.
Tell us about like your background and your journey.
So, I am a teacher by day and a stylist by day as well, whenever I have extra time. I'm also a student. I'm also a wife. I have a child on the way.
Right. Yes, congratulations.
Right.
This is the mama right here.
I have a lot going on. And I've been like trying to get back into myself and my faith as a Christian. I went to Christian school for from K through 12th grade. So my whole childhood was like Jesus, the Bible, Christianity, hymns, skirts to the knees and all of that. And then when I got to college, I definitely strayed. I went to UIC, a more secular college. It kind of got that aspect of things, and my mind kind of expanded to more than what I was
like raised with or accustomed to.
Yeah. Well, more than what I was exposed to.
Yeah, that's the right word.
So it just kind of had me think about things a little bit deeper. And then this past Easter is when I decided to get back into, my home church and trying to discover myself or rediscover myself within my spirituality and be a little bit more serious about my Christianity.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we actually go to Bible studies together on Wednesdays. Well, we try to. I told her we have to hold each other accountable.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get closer with God. I grew up Catholic church Christian. I was baptized. I think I was 9. And then I kind of strayed. Just some traumatic stuff happened to me that I'm like, why God? Anger with God. And then I did go to, so I went to regular secular high school, elementary, all that, college, Eastern Illinois for 2 years, and I transferred to Olivet Nazarene for the last 2 years. Me and my close friend at the time, we were roommates. I don't know why we picked that school to transfer, because we weren't feeling Eastern of all schools. And I got there and it was kind of a culture shock for me. I didn't really like it. We were some of the only minorities. They were very strict with their rules. So then I strayed more. I didn't feel comfortable there. Yeah.
At Olivet?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I know a couple people that went to Olivet actually, and I would say that they had the same type of experience.
Yes, I've heard others have the same experience.
It's interesting because the girls that I do know that went to Olivet, we grew up in Christian school together. We went to Southside Baptist, right down the street from your house.
What?
I know.
Learn something new every day.
It closed down. You won't see it.
I don't know if I've even heard of that either.
It's right in the nook over there on 113th, 119th, something like that, in the neighborhood. Real small business district school. And 2 of the 3 girls that I graduated with went to Olivet. The other one went to Maranatha. I wanted to go to Maranatha really badly.
Where is that one? I haven't heard
that
of
one's
it.
in Florida.
Okay.
Maranatha, Florida.
Yeah, I wanted to go away for school too. My mom, I love you, she was not having it. Like,
yeah.
So I had to stay in Illinois.
It was interesting how like my mom was very like, you know, hell-bent on, I don't know if that's the best choice of words, but just hell-bent on me like maintaining my faith. But UIC was like, no, you're going to UIC. Like I was like, no, I want to go to Maranatha. I want to. And my life, my trajectory of my life probably would have been completely different because I wanted to be a missionary. I wanted to
I did not know that about you.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to travel. Like, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, I love traveling.
And if I could be a missionary and like spread the word and like maintain my faith and travel at the same time, I'm like, I could do that.
Absolutely.
My mom wanted me to be a nurse. She wanted me to make money. She was very realistic in that sense, and I would agree to a certain extent. I don't know if Christian college, I mean, unless you get like and this is controversial, unless you get like a degree, if they're offering a degree in like nursing or teaching or something like that. But
yeah, at Alabama they were big. They like really love pushing the nursing. Like the nursing school there is really big. Yeah,
9 times out of 10 it's like you go to these Christian schools to be like a theologian or like
or like a preacher.
Yeah,
definitely.
So maybe that was her mentality about it, but when I went to UIC, like my mind was just blown. I was like, and funny story, since we're getting into the tea.
Let's get into some tea.
Since we're getting into the tea.
Let's talk about
like I said, like I graduated with 3 other girls. And 2 of those girls, I went to my first party my freshman year. And I wore this like, this cutout like top with some you were getting I was like really I was really getting into myself. And I was like I feel like I didn't
to like get into yourself,
right? Like I feel like I didn't have the opportunity at Southside to really figure out myself fashion wise, and I knew fashion was always a part of me, but I wasn't able to do that because they were so strict with their dress code. So then when I'm like, one of my friends was like, hey, we're having a party, come. It was a New Year's Eve party. I will never forget. Took a picture, posted on Snapchat. Me and the girl that I went with, she also went to the same school. We were like kind of on the same page with everything. And the 2 girls, I don't know if you want to bleep this out, but they were white. The other girls was black.
We're gonna talk about some experiences at Alabama.
Okay. Those 2 girls, they were white. The other 2 girls that were black, I didn't, they were like cool and, supportive or whatever. They kind of like gossiped amongst each other. Like, oh, did you see what APELLA posted on Snapchat? Like, we're so worried about her. And ooh.
Like judgmental type of thing.
And then kind of trying to frame it as like, we're concerned about your faith. We're concerned about you as a Christian. We're concerned about... I was like...
They had rules like that at Olivet too, with like dress codes and stuff. Like super, super strict. I don't quite agree with that.
I mean, I feel like even if that was your message, it's a way to go about it. The fact that y'all gossiped amongst each other before you even came to me, like, hey, like, I saw what you posted on Snapchat. Is you good? Like, what's going on? Are you going through a midlife crisis or something? They like literally talked about it as a duo, and then they brought the black girl that we graduated with into it. She wasn't really like about it or whatever, but they all kind of talked about it before they talked to me about it, and I felt like that was just really weird and kind of backstabby and betrayery.
That is,
and like, so I never talked to them again.
I don't blame you. I've done that. Like, if I get a weird vibe or find out you're talking about me, it's over with.
It's weird.
Yeah, weird. That's like, I don't do that weird.
I hate that because it was really like us, like all through high school.
That's horrible.
It was really us. Like,
and sometimes friendship breakups hurt more than like relationship breakups. Those could be hard.
I can't do those like uppity, judgmental Christians. Like
that too. Let's talk about that, and also maybe like lukewarm.
I can't do that. My mom is one of those people.
Really? Is your mom gonna watch this? See this one?
I mean, it is what it is. I have to check her sometimes, and sometimes that causes her to check herself. Like, let's not just point out certain portions of the Bible that are gonna be that we're gonna follow. Like, oh, you know, honor your father and mother, and you know, you need to be an obedient child, and all the stuff that she likes to throw at me. But like, you've been divorced 2 times.
I was about to say,
let's
like,
talk about it.
We all sin, right? Don't we all sin? And it's different types of sin. So why are we judging each other? Only God can judge. And as Christians, we're supposed to be spreading love with one another. I never understood that the judgment. What
is love, peace, patience, kindness, all of those things.
Where is that? And some people like
what do you call those?
Some of them feel like they're above you. Like I don't like that.
Yeah.
And it makes, and I could see why some people stray away or like, you know, feel away about Christian religion for that simple reason of how some people are judgmental and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had some issues with the church. We've had some issues like I said, friendships that have just like been broken off. My mom has been cut off a couple times for stuff like that. And I feel like what I've always told myself, which I feel like is just a cop-out kind of thing just within myself, is like, you don't understand what my relationship with God isn't going to look like your relationship with God. And I think that's okay.
That's huge.
It's not meant, everybody's relationship with God isn't meant to just fit in this like Pentecostal box or this Baptist box.
That's what I want to talk about too. Do you feel like you're more religious Christian, or are you like spiritual, or do you focus on your relationship with God? Like, where do you feel like you sit within those?
I would classify myself as a Christian any day, all day. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Trinity. In terms of those different denominations, I don't know. I don't think that it's that deep to be like, nah, I'm a Baptist and or like I'm Pentecostal or I'm apostolic, or like I don't really understand it that deep enough to like classify myself. And even if I were, I don't really feel like Christianity is meant to be classified in that type of way. I haven't with all my years in Christian school that I don't see any evidence of like, no, you're supposed to be Baptist, no, you're supposed to be Mormon, or whatever you're supposed to be. There's no distinction anywhere in the Bible, and if I'm wrong, please somebody let me know.
No, I think that's
because what was Jesus? Was he apostolic? Was he Pentecostal? I don't know. Like,
what? I think some people say he was like Nazarene, Jesus of Nazareth, right?
I don't think that's a denomination, right?
Oh. School me, teach me.
It's Catholic. It's
you're right.
It's apostolic. It's Baptist.
Nazarene isn't Nazarene.
I don't know. You're right. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. And like I said,
so many different denominations.
I'm not classified to know, like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, you, and I'm gonna do me. But I feel like if we're just gonna be under this large umbrella of Christianity,
right,
we should be a little bit more tolerant, understanding, and just like compassionate to each other. Yes,
we're supposed to be our brothers and sisters, love one another as Christ loved us.
Sisters and brothers in Christ.
In Christ, yeah.
But it's not like that.
I know.
Don't let me get into these old people, these old Christians.
Them too, I'm sorry. So how do you feel about Zodiacs and Christianity?
I think there's some truth in every myth or folklore. I don't know if that's necessarily biblical.
I mean, astrology.
Yeah. I think there's some truth in every story passed down, every piece of history that's been passed down, whether or not our version of that history is truthful or not. I don't know. I believe in aliens. I believe in...
Oh, wow, yeah. Because I know some people be like, oh, astrology is of the devil and this and that, like that.
I feel like if you're like using it to the point where it's
or like tarot cards and... manifestation.
Play with that devil stuff.
I don't.
But I feel like if you're using it to actually guide your decision making in your life, or like who you're interacting with, or who you're, I gotta read my astrology before I wake up today. I gotta right. Like now it's like, this is guiding your life and this is a problem. It could be an addiction and you might need help with that. But I feel like if it's like a general, like, oh, I'm an Aquarius too. I was born in this, specific.
Yeah, she's Aquarius.
Whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm Virgo.
Like I was born under these dates and like, these are some common traits of such and such. Like, that's okay. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, there's obviously evidence behind that. If certain people that are born under these certain moons and suns or whatever carry a lot of the same traits. I don't know. I don't study it, but
but I feel like I've looked through all of them and I could relate to every single one. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical about it. Like, I'd rather just follow God and Christ.
Right. Yeah.
It's just me.
I mind my business.
Yeah, same.
I'm not like one of my friends told me like, oh, you should download this app and like keep
the Astro
especially for
app.
My baby. They were like, oh, you can see exactly.
I know what you're talking about.
What what your baby's moon and sun is gonna be, and I'm just like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
it's not.
I feel like I'm not.
I'm not driven by the moon. Like I'm not driven by the sun. I don't know. But I do appreciate being an air sign. I don't know what that means. I do feel very airy in my life.
How do you appreciate something if you don't know what it means?
I don't know. I feel like I'm with the wind. I feel like I go with my own flow. I thought I was a water sign at first for a long time.
I can see that too, because you're on the cusp though. You're right connected to Pisces. That's why you're on the last day.
I think of the last airbender. Like, that's why I'm like,
oh yeah.
Okay, I'm an air sign. I'm like Aang, but I would rather be Katara,
Oh yeah, I like Katara.
You don't know nothing about the last airbender.
My brothers used to make me watch them. I have twin brothers, younger ones.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of Zodiacs. I think of the last airbender.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that too.
Yeah.
I'm an earth sign over here, supposedly.
Earth grounded. Is so strong.
Grounded.
I'd rather be water though. I'm very much drawn to water. I've drowned almost 9 times.
Oh my, let's talk about that. Drowned almost 9 times. It's dangerous.
I'm here because of God.
You are.
I have a list of miracles that He's performed. Because I
want to hear some of your testimonies.
At one point,
some of your miracles. I love hearing that.
Oh my goodness. At one point, I think it was definitely during my undergrad. I was like, I've never gotten low enough to be like, God isn't real, or like God isn't with me or in my life. But sometimes I'll forget what He's done for me, or like how He's shown His presence in my life. And one day I just I was like, you know what? You need to start making a list, because I'm a list girl. I am too. I need lists.
I have like, I don't even know how many hundreds of notes in my phone.
Yeah. So I started maybe like 2021. That was master's degree. That doesn't make any sense. But I think it was 2021. I started a list of just random things that would happen throughout my day. Like, especially when I was like, especially when I was like really down or upset or like really going through it. Some things maybe, like I shared it with my husband. Some things maybe aren't as like, is that really a miracle, APELLA? But other things is like,
to you, if it's a miracle to you, then it's a miracle, APELLA. It's a miracle.
Okay, Jasmine.
I want to hear.
Well, the one that comes to mind was like one day.
If you're not comfortable, you don't have to share.
One day. Off camera. Okay. Well, you.
Yeah, I love that idea, y'all. I'm definitely gonna start doing that too, because I have my days like that too, where you just forget what God's doing in your life. Like, you're down and out, and you need that reminder.
It's so cute. I wrote meeting Kelvin 12/27/21.
That's her husband. Oh, I want to hear this. That's so cute. We love a good love story.
12/27/21. I actually I was supposed to on Facebook.
I need to. That's y'all. Y'all know I'm single. So
we met on Facebook dating.
Okay, my cousin met somebody on. You know what? After this, Facebook dating.
I'm crying. I got denied from my PhD program at UIC, but I got accepted to Capella at 2/22/21.
Hey man, won't he do it?
I guess that's 12/22.
Won't he do it?
This app, this date not right. I'm sorry. Change it.
You're good. At least you remember.
Yeah.
So Facebook dating.
I put finding myself 10/24/21. I put my dad with a heart.
Is like your diary pretty much too, in a way.
Yeah.
I do have a diary. I need to start writing it more. I
have a diary too, but this is more like
miracles that happen throughout.
It's called blessings. It's a blessings list on my phone.
I love that. I'm gonna start doing that for real.
I've been working on it. I got a lot of stuff about my ex in here. I might want to delete that.
Yeah.
I put $4 equals 40 miles in gas. I was down and out. I was down and out, but that was a blessing.
Look at God.
Jeez. The last thing I wrote was overly satisfied with my life. 9/28/23.
I love that for you.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's a good takeaway. I needed this. Yeah. How are you feeling?
Reflective.
Spiritually,
I feel
emotionally.
like I got some more stuff I could probably write in there.
Yeah.
Because I was really upset yesterday, but today I kind of like woke up and I was like, you know what? Like, you need to focus on the things that you like. You need to focus on the things that make you happy. You need to focus on the things that like, you know, that give you joy. I've been listening to this podcast called Black Girl Burnout, and her theme of the podcast is like opting out of struggle and finding your joy. And I've been really like trying to focus on things that actually bring me joy.
I love that. I'm gonna look that up too.
Yeah,
look at you.
It's really good.
That's the good stuff. Do you have any unpopular opinions? We did kind of touch on that a little bit.
Unpopular opinions about
like Christianity, or it could be anything you want to talk about.
Well, we know that the Bible was altered.
Oh, how do we know?
Because
let's get into it.
Okay,
let's talk about it.
Okay. So the King James Version of the Bible was originally written during King James's time in like England or Britain or something. And it's been recorded that he purposely altered pieces of the Bible in order to like get the slaves of that time to kind of adhere to the rules of that time. I don't know if it was specifically black slaves or if they were like indentured servants like the white people, but like, for example, like slaves honoring your masters. Like, we know during biblical times, like there definitely were slaves, and like the human race has been known to enslave other humans.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
But that just kind of makes me wonder sometimes. Like, I'm very into like documentaries and like historical facts and stuff like that. Like, this is a very old document, and it's gone through billions and trillions of hands probably. Of like, we got the new King James Version, we got the new International Version, we got all these different versions and interpretations of an original text that that'll make you think.
No, that does.
It makes me think.
I'm sitting here thinking.
It makes me think. Being a Christian, like, you have to have faith, and you have to like, you know, adhere to the things that God has told us and passed down. But also we have to understand that we're also in a society of people and humanity that use things like religion, and especially like the United States is a Christian country. Like, they use things like this to control people. Yeah. So like, what does that mean? Like
during slavery times, they forced
absolutely during slavery.
They forced it on, Which and sometimes I question that, like
a lot of I don't think it's wrong to question. God gave us a mind to question for a reason.
And I'm one of those people that I could like I'm like very analytical in my mind.
I'm an overthinker.
Me too, yeah.
But I think like I think you have to be grounded in yourself and your faith and your personal,
like we said, personal relationship,
right? Your own personal relationship with God enough to be like, you know, is this right or is this wrong? Like, does this make sense or does this not make sense? And like, I've been focused now. I think I told you via text a couple weeks ago, like focused on trying to find those like theologians or pastors or bishops to like ask these questions to, because
oh yeah, you did.
I want to know.
I want to know too.
I got questions. My mom was like, "Oh, you just need to read your Bible, and the Bible has all the answers for you."
There's so many different interpretations of the Bible, though. That's what I sometimes want to know. It's like, what if someone's interpretation may not be? You gotta be careful with that too.
One, that part, and then two, like pastors and bishops and all these people, they're supposed to be like teachers and like leaders within Christianity. You're supposed to be able to go to them for guidance and for answers and for like overall just support and comfort and stuff like that. So if I have questions, like I've been in school for 12 years. Like if my professor told me to just read the book and you're gonna figure it out, like no, you need to go. I need to go to the office hours.
Yeah, that's why we have like Bible studies we're trying to go to.
Right. And I don't like that we can't ask questions in Bible study.
You're right, because I know some churches you can, like, it's more of interactive type of thing.
Maybe we might need to.
I was thinking, do you want to try other?
Because I want to be with some young people.
That too. Well, they do have young adults ministry. We just never gone.
Hey.
But I don't know when it is. That's your church.
We gotta go online. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to be in a Bible study where I can raise my hand, ask questions. Yeah. Like there should be at least 5 to 10 minutes after the sermon.
Yeah, there's more like a sermon.
Yeah. It's like a mini lecture.
Yeah.
Huh.
Kind of reminds me of college.
like college. I mean, there's no office hours, and he's like a famous pastor, so he doesn't really give. He probably does. I don't really know for real because I haven't been there in so long. But it doesn't give like I can just go to your office after church and just ask the questions I want to ask. It's a mega church. I don't know.
It is, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, y'all, I'm still looking for like a church home. I do want to get rebaptized eventually, so that's been part of my journey too, just getting closer to God. Like I said,
what do you think about that though? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, about what?
Do you feel like that the Bible has been altered?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Like I'm still learning. Honestly, like I said, I strayed, y'all. I'm still relearning the Bible all over again, like relearning everything. I don't know scriptures by heart. I could say I'm not perfect. I'm just learning just like everybody else. So I don't know.
It's controversial.
It is controversial, but I want to get into the tea. Like
that's the tea.
Yeah. Comment below what y'all think.
Like we got questions.
Let's see some comments.
What else is controversial? I think
women have to wear dresses and skirts.
I was going to talk about tithes and offerings.
Yes, what do you feel about tithes?
Where does it say?
They try to make money off of us.
Where does it say 10%?
They try to make money off of us.
Where does it say 10%?
They come around like, did you put your offering in?
Why do you need tithes and offerings? Why do you need tithes and offerings?
They don't pay taxes. What
did he say on? Oh, they don't pay taxes.
They making their money. We should open a church.
Oh no, because he said they get tithes, offerings, and he got a new initiative where they need some new money
for the building, y'all.
They need some new building money
for the church.
Don't that come out of my offering? That don't come out my tithes. Where's the money going?
We know where it's going.
I got questions.
Yeah.
What verse does it say tithes? What verse does it say tithes and offering? I want to know what verse. That's all. That's yeah.
I feel that that's one of mine too. And also, like I said, like women having to wear like long skirts and dresses and all these extra.
Where does it say that?
That's what I'm saying. Where does it say that in the Bible?
Does it say something about women dressing conservatively? Oh. It doesn't say anything about men dressing conservatively.
Right. That's what I don't like. The one-sidedness.
Right.
I don't like that.
But also, I think about it. It makes sense of that time. Like a lot of these things make sense of the time, because if you think about like what is the Bible is set in like the Middle East. Upper Africa,
okay. That makes sense,
kind of thing. So like, yeah, that's kind of how they dress out there. So if we're gonna go based off of that time period and that part of the world, does this really apply to us? Does this apply to us during this time period? How are we determining? I got questions.
Yeah. How do you feel about people that are like, oh, we can't eat pork because the Bible says you can't
on Sundays?
No,
isn't that Jewish people?
No, I know a couple Christians that like have dietary restrictions. They said based off of the Bible, it says not to eat certain meat.
I need to see the verses. I'm so tired of people talking about something. You can't do this. You can't do that. It says it in the Bible. What verse? If you don't have the verses ready off on deck, you need to have a pocket Bible on you with it highlighted ready to show me. Because I'm very I'm
literal.
Like with my husband as well. Like, don't just tell me like, oh, women aren't supposed to do this, that, and the third. I need evidence. You supposed to do this as a mother. Pull it out. Show me the data.
Wives submit to their husbands.
I didn't want to talk about that. I didn't want to talk about it. 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 I didn't want, because I'm trying to be a better wife. I'm trying to like.
Okay, that's a touchy subject, right?
It's not touchy. It's just like the way I grew up.
Yeah.
First of all, I grew up with a single mom.
Okay, yeah.
And she was raised by a single mom. And she was raised by a single mom. Okay. And like, you know, I have a double major in African American studies, and I understand like the weight that has been put on Black women's back. Black women's back specifically. I'm not just talking about women.
That is sadly true.
I can only talk about Black women because I don't know what it's like to be any other type of woman.
Right.
And why we are the way that we are to this day, and I understand how that mentality is passed down to us and our generation.
Talk about it
and more.
Generational curses. I want to touch on that too.
Is it a curse? Because I feel like it's put me in a space where I can take care of myself, and I don't necessarily need a man. I don't necessarily.
I know that's right.
I mean, you know what I mean? I guess we need each other.
I think that goes back to like these modern times versus biblical times too. Because modern times, women are like leading in business, opening businesses, leading in getting degrees.
Especially if
we can
like,
hold
how do you
weight? We don't necessarily need a man.
How do you go from being indoctrinated with one thing, and then now you have to like turn that off? Because my husband's very alpha, and I'm also very alpha. I consider myself an alpha female. Mm-hmm. I would consider him an alpha male, and it's hard for us to mesh sometimes. And like sometimes it's really funny because I'm the one that's kind of got him more spiritually into Christianity. He'll like kind of throw the Bible at me like, oh, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that as a wife.
Hold on.
And then I'll be like, okay, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that as a husband. It's not giving, it's not balanced. Perhaps we don't take everything so literally, and we do what works for us. Because I'm never gonna be a submissive, subservient. It's just not me.
I don't see that for me too much either.
It's just not me, and I hate that for whoever. But like, I feel like this is what works for me, and so we have a more like co-cap relationship. And I told him like before we got married, before we had our child, before we really got in a relationship real serious, like I don't want to be with somebody that feels like they have to dominate over me or they have to like dictate over me. I don't want a dictatorship. I want a co-cap relationship. And it took a lot. It took a lot of, what do I want to say?
Compromising.
No, I had to show him data because he wanted them too. I had to show him evidence.
Yikes. Okay.
Of like, he was like, if we were in business together, like there has to be one CEO.
No.
Watch this. So there has to be one CEO. It can't be two people leading, la-di-da-di-da. And I'm like, well, you can make it work if you wanted it to work. Like, just because you don't hear about it in the media or you don't have any understanding in your mind doesn't mean that it wouldn't work. So I looked up actual businesses that have co-CEO.
I know that's right. Let them know.
Co-CEO setups. Chipotle.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A. Microsoft or is it Google? It's Microsoft or Google. One of them two. I found at least 5 of them. I think Toyota. I found at least 5 of them that had co-CEO setups. And like one CEO is in charge of this and one CEO is in charge of this. And it works. Why? Because we know these businesses and we know that they're thriving. We know Chipotle's thriving.
Yes.
Like, and so once I showed him that, he was silent. Yeah, I can't do traditional relationships.
I don't think I can. After like my experiences of dating, I would have to probably do something more like that.
Yeah.
Especially what I'm trying to do in my life.
Yeah, if they're willing to do it, they'll do it. If you're worth loving, if you're worth in being in that person's life, it'll happen. Period.
Yeah, period. Giving me some hope.
Sometimes I wonder how God feels about homosexuals.
Oh, that's a touchy subject right there. But I think the same thing sometimes too.
But I'm like,
that's
bro,
that's
let people be people. But like, does God really care?
I don't judge no one. This is a judge-free zone. We're not judging anyone. If that's what you love and what you do, that's it.
Because why? Like, because you choose to have a sexual partner that's of the same sex, or chooses not to identify or is non-binary, like. What, you can't get into heaven? What, you're shunned by God?
And some Christians think that way.
Does it say that in the Bible?
But it does not say that in the Bible. So once again, what we were talking about, some judgmentals.
I want evidence.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about nothing. I don't want to hear all that bias, bigotry, garbage, unless you can pull up. Here's the verse right here.
That I've been waiting for this moment. Specifically says it, and I don't think we will.
I don't know. I feel like if you look in one of these different versions of the Bible, if you look somewhere besides the King James version, my bad. If you look somewhere besides the King James version, I don't know.
Yeah,
because I heard they be adding stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, it's like we were talking about. It's so many different versions and like so many different interpretations.
It's a lot of questions.
I don't know.
It's a lot of questions that I've had.
Even with like Adam and Eve's situation, like, I don't know.
I've gathered a lot of questions over the years.
What's your?
And I haven't had any answers to my questions.
What are some of your other questions? If you don't mention it, I need some water.
How does our leadership and our government play a role in Christianity and following our leaders? Because the Bible does talk about, like, you know, putting those who are put in leadership over us, following them, and you know, that kind of like master mindset. But I'm like, what about when you know that what they doing is wrong?
Right. Or you heard about what happened to Trump today? Found guilty by that grand jury.
Period.
24 counts. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Man out of here. You gotta go.
There was a lady that was running through the hall announcing it at school today.
My dad texted her like, guilty. I was like, okay.
Like, what about that? What about, I just feel like
Republicans versus Democrats, super conservative Christians versus like liberal, moderate Christian. It's a lot.
It's
different things going on.
And I feel like you have the perfect platform to kind of talk about a lot of these things and use a lot of the information that you get, like from church or any research that you do, and then your followers as well can give that kind of insight. And I think this is a really good, like, first episode to like really dive in deep on a lot of those questions. Okay. So I really appreciate you really having me and like having this conversation. It's been nice to open up to somebody about stuff like this because I don't really have anyone to talk to about it. So
I love that. You gotta come back. Give a hand for APELLA. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So yeah, comment below like any thoughts you all have had throughout us talking, anything that sparked your interest, any questions that you have, or like anything about your walk with God and Christ, anything. I'll definitely try to answer as best as I can, maybe in another episode. I would love to have you back.
Of course.
And if you want to collab with me, DM me, email me, or if you have any video ideas, please comment them below. It helps out a lot. you have anything else you would love to say?
This is the start of something really wonderful, and I'm just really glad to be a part of it.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Definitely subscribe if you haven't yet. Share my channel. See you all in the next video.
And follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, sorry. Follow. What's your Instagram?
Cinderpella with 2 A's. You can find me on TikTok, APELLA SHANAY, or Facebook, APELLA SHANAY as well. And you'll add it in your description. Yeah, I got you. Okay. It'll be in the description. Don't worry. Definitely check out APELLA. She's a stylist too. She's got everything going on. Very knowledgeable, as you can see. Getting her PhD, right? Yeah. Very, very intelligent and smart and all that. So yeah, check her out. See you all next time. Bye. Peace. It's a wrap.